Hey guys, Scott here, back again with you with a new beer dissection video. Like I've done in the past, I may have it pop over my shoulder here in just a second. Um, just adjust that for a second. I picked up one of those compilation packs, this time from Brooklyn Brewing Company. If you're not familiar with Brooklyn Brewing Company, obviously it's in Brooklyn. I forget which neighborhood, but Garrett Oliver used to be the head brewmaster. I don't know if he still is. He's wrote many different books. Any of you that have studied for the Cicerone or anything like that are probably familiar with a lot of his books. But he does a lot of blogs and things like that, and is kind of one of the forefathers of craft beer over the last few decades. So what I have today from this compilation, which again, I'll have the box pop over my shoulder, it was a similar thing, 12 beers. I believe there were 4 different beers, 3 different styles. The first one I'm reviewing, at least at the time of this video, depending on when you're watching any of these videos, is from Brooklyn Brewing Company, Pulp Art Imperial IPA. Okay, I may have a little video showing the entire can. I'm surprised it didn't say double IPA, but it does say Imperial IPA. 9% alcohol. Packaging date, I think I took a look at it just before I started filming this. Sitting around July of, actually best buy date, July of 2023. So reasonably fresh. I live in the Long Island, New York area. So I like to think that beers I'm getting from Brooklyn are pretty fresh. No other much, I'll probably gonna hopefully have a video of the whole can. It says Imperial IPA. It says pineapple, hazy, powerful. That's pretty much it on the can. But again, I think there's a couple of IPAs in the variety pack, and there may even be there's the traditional Brooklyn Lager in there too. So again, like I've said in my other compilation video packs, I like them because you can kind of get a little bit of a profile of the brewery by just buying these compilation packs, which are pretty economical, roughly 20 bucks. I've done one or two on Sam Adams, Southern Tier, Victory Ale, and things like that. So let's crack this bad boy open with no further delay here. Pulp Art Imperial IPA, 9%. Nice artsy fartsy can here. All right, so I got my traditional kind of modified Spiglu tulip glass here. For this, and a lot of my IPAs, I like something with a little bit of a wide base so that there's some surface area of the beer, and then the aromas can kind of come up to the top of the glass as they get narrowed down. Okay, so let's pour this bad boy out. So it says hazy, so I'm expecting kind of a straw to gold color beer with a lot of hop aroma and flavor, with probably modest bitterness. Again, I don't see any IBU units listed on the can. Not that that matters too much for my purposes here. All right, so let's take a look at this. Again, I pour very aggressively these days, so that's why if you're new to my channel, you see a lot more head on the beers. So again, I'm actually getting a blast of the hops, and I have the glass about 1.5 feet away from me, but nice, dense, beige tan foam head to it, excuse me. Several inches. Again, I prefer about 1 to 2 inches, but again, that's more my pouring technique here today. Pretty much, gold color. Okay, a little darker than your traditional hazy IPAs. I'm not sure. It's still pretty fresh. I can't imagine if it's a little darker now. Again, I don't have the whole grist. Maybe in this, they're using a little bit of crystal malt to kind of give a little bit of the darker kind of gold color than we have here. I'm going to check it out. I don't know if there's really anything to do with the hop matter being a little bit older. Okay, but nice gold color. Sorry about the nucleation points there. This is a very clean glass, but maybe not neurotically beer clean. Okay, so let's take a sniff of the aroma. Okay, very nice. I get some pineapple, tropical fruit, maybe with the pineapple, tropical fruit, passion fruit type of smell, aroma. Very nice. Maybe light toast kind of smell from the malt. And, but very nice, okay? You know, it's your typical, more of American IPA kind of aromas than maybe, you know, kind of a hybrid between American IPA with the color and some of the aromas with New England IPA. But for the sake of just enjoying a beer, sometimes it's not that important. We're splitting hairs there. Got a slight bubblegum kind of smell. Sometimes Simcoe hops will do that. Again, I don't know what the hop flavor. There's roughly 4 hop varietals that will kind of give you that little bubblegum aroma. But light citrus, like I said, passion fruit, kind of pineapple. Okay, but again, cheers, guys. Let's take a swig of this. Well, definitely got kind of a medium to kind of full bodied there. And what did I say? It was 9% alcohol. Definitely some residual sweetness there. Probably due to the high alcohol content. There's probably still some residual carbohydrates left behind from the yeast, kind of giving that mouthfeel. But nice. Some alcoholic warmth, medium carbonation, to maybe even slightly lower than I would expect. Similar thing, I kind of get that. Let's start with the malt, you know, a little bread crust, graham cracker kind of malt, which is a little bit more than I would expect from a hazy. But again, you know, the brewers have some flexibility. There's no written rule on how it needs to be brewed, but usually I would expect, especially a little slightly darker color. That's probably why we're getting it. But again, I don't have the grist for this beer. Pineapple, tropical fruit kind of flavor, maybe a slight citrus, not overpowering with your grapefruit. So if you're looking for that grapefruit, mandarin orange type of flavor, you're not going to get it here. Very nice, but again, there is a little bit of alcoholic warmth that's starting to hit me here on the aftertaste. And at 9%, I definitely in that range of having that warmth. A little creaminess to it. That may be because of the increased body. The bitterness, let me get. There's definitely a moderate to pronounced bitterness, which again, with most IPAs, you're going to get. But very, you know, very good. I mean, definitely, if I was, you know, sometimes I grade these beers, sometimes I don't. You know, I kind of give it that mid-range B range. I think I've had better beers from Brooklyn Brewing Company. I've got a whole pack that I'm going to probably be doing reviews here with. But, you know, the flavor of the hops and the aroma, they're there because, like I said, there's that pineapple, tropical fruit. They're not hitting you like, oh, you know, over the head a little bit like you would get in a lot of hazy IPAs. And it is being advertised as a hazy IPA here. And being powerful. Of course, 9% is powerful. I would drink this one carefully. But again, on the profile too, you still kind of get that in the aftertaste. I think I get hit a little more with the malt. So you kind of get that bread crusty, kind of light graham cracker malt profile. But again, as I'm sitting here, this is maybe why I'm not, as I'm drinking it, maybe not enjoying it as much, because it is a little bit sweet. So you do definitely have some residual sugars from that. I'm sure the grist, there's a ton of grain being thrown in here at 9%. And they're not, it's not a Belgian style, so they're not throwing a lot of candy sugar and stuff like that into these beers, as far as I know. So a little bit, you know, with the body, a little bit sweeter than I would like. I wish it was a little bit drier. You know, like I said, I would give this beer about a B. There are plenty out there that are a lot better than this beer. Maybe even this pack that I'm going to be reviewing. But decent. I mean, definitely decent. But I thought I'd get a little bit more smack in the face with the flavor and aroma hops. Other than just being a little bit cloyingly sweet. So again, if you had this in the variety pack which I've probably popped over my shoulder at least once. It's good, you know, but I would expect a little bit better, better for this. Pairing, typical things I like to put IPAs with. You know, highly spiced dishes would hold up pretty well with the bitterness that is there and the carbonation and the oomph to it. With Spanish, Mexican dishes, highly spiced rubs, you know, adobo seasonings and things like that. Grilled chicken with like stronger barbecue sauces would go good. Maybe even work well with the sweetness from here. Even like pulled pork with barbecue sauces. Again, the sweetness may even just kind of complement it very well with it. But again, not, you know, kind of just medium carbonation. So again, guys, Brooklyn Brewery, Pulp Art, Imperial IPA, probably same along the lines of a double IPA, 9%. Depending on when you're watching this, the first beer I'm reviewing from them in this compilation pack of about 4 or 5 beers. Definitely mid-range B kind of level. A lot better out there, but you're not going to stick your nose up at it if someone handed it to you. All right, guys, so hopefully a little knowledge about this beer if you see in the store. But if you're looking for a very strong aroma, flavor, hops like grapefruit, pineapple, this isn't it. It almost looks a little bit like a West Coast IPA with kind of a mix between a New England IPA there too, and a hazy. Okay, guys, until the next video.